you're trying too hard. Have you ever met someone who was trying too hard at work, or maybe trying too hard in their relationship? Maybe they were trying too hard with you, or maybe you were the person trying too hard at something, trying to force something to happen, trying to make something happen. Basically just trying to impose your will. You're like, I can will this into existence, I can make it happen. So you end up putting a ton of hours and a ton of work and energy into something, basically just trying to use your sheer force of will to manifest something into existence. If you've ever done this or been around someone who was trying to do this, you might know it's a very exhausting process and it usually just doesn't work out very well. Maybe you had a friend who was trying way too hard in her relationship because she really liked the guy or whatever, and it really ended badly. Maybe that was you. Maybe you tried really hard in a relationship with someone, or even a friendship, and it just completely blew up in your face, because there's nothing more unattractive than someone who's trying too hard. And what's crazy about that is this can be applied to every area and every aspect of your life. Definitely in relationships, you see this a lot. You might have even experienced it yourself, but you can apply this to your work, your career, your finances, really any areas of your life. And when you're doing this, what's happening is energetically you're saying that you're not good enough to have this thing. You're not good enough for this relationship. You're not good enough for the career you want. You're not good enough for the life of abundance that you want. And that's why you're trying so hard, because you feel like you don't deserve it. So you have to put in all of this work in order to force it to happen, because it would never happen otherwise, because it's not what you're energetically aligned with. It's like you're sending out this message constantly that you're not enough, that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve the things that you're trying to manifest. And that can create so much resistance and make it so difficult for you to get to where you want to be. The key is to align with what you want, and putting in a bunch of work and making it out to be this huge, enormous task that you hate, that you dread. Maybe you think it's really boring and it's just awful and exhausting. That's the last thing that you want to do. The key to aligning is relaxing and really just chilling out, not trying so hard, not trying to force something to happen. A really easy way to do this, to get into this mindset, to radiate this kind of energy, is of course to let go and to not care about something. That works especially well in relationships. But if you're kind of struggling with this, what you can always try to do instead is just channel your inner child and channel having fun and channel your goofy, silly energy. If you can have fun with something, if you can not take it so seriously, you can relax and let go of that control, you're going to be able to align with your manifestation so much faster. You're going to be putting out the energies of the things that you're wanting to manifest, because then what you're saying energetically is, I am good enough as I am. I am deserving as I am. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to try to get what I want. I already deserve it right now, in this moment. I saw a clip the other day and it was like, I take comedy very seriously. And that's in my mind what I think about when I think about someone who's trying too hard, or someone who's trying to make something happen or force something to happen. Because it's a very funny thing to say, I take comedy very seriously, because comedy is supposed to be funny, it's supposed to be fun, you're supposed to have a good time. And while all of that doesn't mean that it should be easy, it also doesn't mean that you should take it super seriously. And this always reminds me of New Year's Eve. Apparently that's the one day where most people have the least amount of fun, because we're all trying so hard to have fun. There's all these expectations on New Year's Eve and on your birthday for you to have the best time, the time of your life. But when you're trying really hard to have fun, when you have all these expectations of how much fun you have to have, it makes it really hard for you to actually relax, enjoy yourself, be present, live in the moment, and actually have fun. If you have insomnia, if you've ever experienced insomnia, you will probably be able to relate to this. If you're lying in bed concentrating on falling asleep and saying, I have to fall asleep. I really need to sleep. I have work early in the morning. I have to sleep now. Why aren't I asleep? This is like a really good example of what you do with your manifestations when it's not there yet. When you're constantly worried about it, constantly thinking about it, and obsessing over it, you're making it so hard for it to actually come to you. But you've kind of stopped trying, right? If you stop trying to sleep, maybe you read or have some tea, maybe some lavender tea or chamomile tea that promotes sleep, or maybe you read something really boring. You kind of do something else, take your mind off of it, maybe you just meditate. That's gonna make it so much easier for you to actually fall asleep. And the same thing applies to your manifestations. When you kind of give up on it or stop caring about if it's gonna come or when it's gonna come, when you trust that if the thing you want isn't coming, that something better is already on its way to replace it. That something better is already on its way to bring you even more joy and even more happiness than the thing that you wanted could have ever. When you have that trust, it's gonna make it easy for you to let go. When you let go and stop worrying about it, that's when it's gonna come to you. It's like that whole it'll come when you're not looking kind of idea. So all that to say, if you're trying too hard, this is a good reminder to relax and stay present and enjoy the ride, enjoy what's happening and what's unfolding right now, because likely in a few years you're gonna look back and realize that there were upsides and positives about what's currently happening right now that you're not seeing because you're too close to it. And a lot of the times when we look back, we regret not taking the time to live in the moment, to be present, and to enjoy what was happening then. So this is a little gentle reminder to stay present, let go, and trust that what you're trying to manifest is already on its way. And a little example I always think of is when I was younger and I was in school, I was really in such a hurry to get out of there. I really hated it. I didn't want to be there. I just wanted to graduate. I wanted to make money. I was like, this is awful. It's boring. At least if I'm working, I'll have money, right? So fast forward a few years and I'm working a full-time job because I've graduated college. Of course, I look back and realize that school, while it was stressful at times and while it was a lot of work, there were actually so many fun moments, you know, with friends, with people I was interacting with. And it was really a more carefree time. But of course, in the moment, it's very difficult for you to see that and realize that because you're too close to it. You're not going to realize that there are positives, there are upsides that you're just not seeing. And when things would go wrong, it's hard for you to understand the bigger picture. You really won't see it until you've made it out and you look back and you see the full picture. Then you can realize, oh hey, that terrible thing that happened, there was a reason for that. That was a huge learning lesson for me. And it led me to all of these positive things that would never happen if I didn't go through that. Maybe it led to some personal growth that would not have happened if you didn't have to go through that. So take some time to reflect and enjoy current reality because it's always changing. Your current reality is never ever gonna stay exactly as it is right now. You'll never get this moment back, and when you look back, you'll always have sort of rose-colored lenses, and when you think back, you'll be like, wow, that was so amazing, why didn't I enjoy it then? And when you appreciate current reality, it's gonna make you align with the things that you want so much faster. So really one of the most powerful things that you can do is just find positivity and gratitude in what is currently happening right now, and that will propel you to your dream life so much faster than dwelling on the things that you don't want. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope that you found value in this. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone who might also find it to be impactful. And I will see you next time. Bye!